Hours after U.S. President Donald Trump said that a deal with Iran has been largely negotiated, details have emerged about what the two sides have agreed on and what has been left to talks in the near future. Now, according to a report by Axios, the agreement involves extending the ceasefire by 60 days, which could be further extended mutually. During these 60 days, the Strait of Hormuz would be reopened and Iran would not charge any toll for ships transiting through the waterway. Further, Iran will clear mines laid in the Hormuz Strait to allow ships to move freely. In exchange, the U.S. would lift its blockade on Iranian ports and issue some sanctions waivers to allow Iran to sell its oil freely. Further, U.S. and Iran will negotiate to suspend Iran's uranium enrichment program and remove its stockpile of highly enriched uranium. However, the U.S. forces in the region will continue to stay until a final deal is reached between the two sides. And lastly, the war on the Lebanese front between Hezbollah and Israel will also come to an end under the agreement. Interestingly, the report says Iran is committed to not pursuing its nuclear program, but Tehran has pushed back against this U.S. claim. Iran has insisted it has not accepted any limits on its nuclear enrichment program. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian also said Tehran's negotiators would not compromise on the country's dignity. Even as Washington continues to signal that an agreement is nearly complete.
We are prepared to, in negotiations, as we stated during the time of our martyred Imam, we are ready to assure the world that we are not seeking nuclear weapons. Certainly, we and those participating in the negotiations will in no way compromise on the country's dignity and honor in this regard.
Just as disagreements over Iran's nuclear enrichment program continue, President Trump reportedly assured Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that Washington would stand firm on demands to dismantle Iran's nuclear program before any final agreement is reached. Iranian media reports have also rejected Trump's claim that reopening the Strait of Hormuz is part of the proposed agreement. According to Iranian media, Tehran has agreed to allow the number of ships passing through the Hormuz Strait to pre-war levels, but it would continue to assert its control over the strait. Even as both sides are yet to formally approve each other's terms, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio claimed Washington has achieved its key objectives, adding that a formal announcement would come soon on Sunday.
But I do think perhaps there is the possibility that over the next few hours, the world will get some good news, at least with regards to the straits and with regards to a process that can ultimately leave us where the president wants us to be. And that is a world that no longer has to be in fear or worry about an Iranian nuclear weapon.
We had earlier spoken to Volker Stanzel. He's a former German ambassador to China and senior distinguished fellow at SWP, and this is what he told us.
Well, the whole situation, I think, is pretty delicate because we get positive messages, we get skeptical messages, and all have a lot of going for them. Take the Strait of Hormuz example. I mean, to have authority over the Strait of Hormuz has become a strong weapon in the hands of Iran. So why would they ever give it up? Because that brings them the possibility to exert pressure on the United States and other countries, not only to pay for passage through the Strait of Hormuz, but also to stop bombing and attacking Iranian goals. And at the same time, we see that President Trump is under pressure domestically to come to an end with the war. At the same time, obviously, he has not reached his goals, which is to force Iran to give up its nuclear activities. Now, Iran has given up, or has already signed on giving up nuclear activities in 2015. And it was Trump who then ripped apart the contract over that. So why would he agree to it now? So you see, there are a lot of complicated issues still on the table, and it's hard to see how they could be resolved easily. Again, international pressure is strong, and let's hope that it will have an effect.